जनेवा स्विट्ज़रलैंड में गडियल क़ौमुनि जे 5वीं इंटरनेशनल ह्यूमन राइट्स काउंसिल जे इजलास में वर्ल्ड सिंधी कांग्रेस पारां सिंध में इन्फोर्स्ड डिसअपीयरेंसिस, एक्स्ट्रा जुडिशियल किलिंग्स, बिल्डिंग ऑफ मेगा डैम्स ऑन द रिवर इंडस, वायलेंस अगेंस्ट रिलीजियस माइनॉरिटीज़ ऐं सिंध में वॾे पैमाने ते थींदड़ इंसानी हक़नि जी लताड़ ख़िलाफ़ गडियल क़ौमुनि जे हेडक्वार्टर आॾो एहतजाजी मुज़ाहिरो कयो वियो। इन मौक़े ते जनरल सेक्रेटरी डॉक्टर लखू लोहाणो, बसीर नवीद, एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर इंटरनेशनल ह्यूमन राइट्स काउंसिल हांगकांग ऐं ॿियनि ख़िताब कयो।
Friends, on behalf of World Sindhi Congress, I'm really grateful from the depth of my heart to my Baloch friends, to my Pashtun friends, to my Kashmiri friends. Pakistan, a state that has thrived on nothing. It has thrived on terror. And although it is continuing, but remember, this state of terror is crumbling. It is crumbling under the load of its crimes. It is crumbling. It is crumbling because it has killed thousands of Baloch people, abducted thousands of Baloch people. The bombardment in Awaran of villages, it is committed the crimes and it is crumbling. It has killed thousands of Afghan people. In Afghanistan and in these areas, it is crumbling. It has killed the children in their school. It is crumbling. It is crumbling under the crimes that they have committed in Pakistani occupied Kashmir. They want to stop their water to die. It is crumbling under the crimes that they have committed in Sindh. They want the Sindhi people to die. They have taken over hundreds of our finest sons and daughters. They have killed hundreds of our people. They want to take all our resources to die. So it is crumbling. When we all combine, my heart becomes much bigger. The United Nations, although they say they are there to protect our rights, but they aren't. They haven't done anything yet. But when we combine our voice of 4 occupied nations and these oppressed nations in Pakistan, our voice is not a voice of 4 nations. It is a voice of, it becomes 400-fold. And the world has to listen this. And believe me, the day will come when this state of terror will crumble. And it all depends on us. In our effort, our commitment, our conviction, our strategy, that this day comes sooner. I mean, the pain of our people is. Thank you very much once again. And after this, there is a protest of our Kashmiri friends. So we finish this protest on vote of thanks, and then we.
I congratulate World Sindhi Congress for holding this demonstration not only on the Sindhis' violation of human rights in Sindh, but also arranging and demonstrating that all oppressed nations of Pakistan are united. And it is very good initiative that all oppressed nations are represented over here, and they all are demanding the freedom and they are striving for their rights. This country is like that it is the member of United Nations and have pledged before the UN that it will follow all the articles of the covenants and conventions of the United Nations. But here in Pakistan, one can see that not a single article of the covenant and conventions are being followed. There are disappearances in every place of the country. Even the bloggers are not left. People are not allowed to freely express their views, and even that the people who fight for their rights are not spared. Extrajudicial killings is so common that it is said that these people have fight with the law enforcement agencies but nothing has to happen with the law enforcement agencies. In Sindh nowadays, more than 500 people are missing. And in that, besides that, those who were wanted to divide the Sindh, their people are also missing. So we don't see that any group in the country which is fighting or demanding their rights are not spared by the government, and particularly by the military establishment. Even this country, the Prime Minister has no say, and whatever military wants, that does it. All other things, like in Sindh, we can see that forced conversion to Islam. That has become the duty of not only the madrasas or seminaries, but also that has become the duty of the law enforcement agencies. What we see in the Sindh is that there is a political party who is ruling, who claims itself to be the secular and democratic. But we can find that government does not have any control on law enforcement agencies, including military, that they can stop the disappearances. When they come to our houses to snatch a person, we hand over the persons in a very good health, in a physical health, in mental health. But after some months, then we find that man is no more man, or that is killed, or that has become a psychological case. What type of this, which articles Pakistan is following? There are so many other things on which I have to say, but this time is not allowing. I only request to the international community and the United Nations that they should interfere when they have right to interfere in other countries on the superpowers. Why don't they see these violations in our country? Why they are allowing them to sit in the UN Council? Why Pakistani government has been given all those chairmanships and other committees head when it is violating? This is what they are just making mockery of their own rights and their own conventions and covenants. Thank you very much.
शुक्रगुजार हूँ अपने सिंधी भाइयों का कि उन लोगों ने हमें इनवाइट किया। पाकिस्तान जो है वो एक अलमिया से कम नहीं है, ना सिर्फ बलोचों के लिए, सिंधियों के लिए, बल्कि पूरी दुनिया के लिए, ना पश्तूनों के लिए, ना कश्मीरियों के लिए, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान ये बात तो साबित हो चुकी है कि वो दुनिया के अमन के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा खतरा बन चुका है। और दुनिया के जो मुअज़्ज़िब जो दुनिया है, दुनिया के जो आलमी इदारे हैं, उन लोगों को भी पता है, मालूम है कि दुनिया में जो टेररिज्म की बीज बोई गई है, ये उस पर अभी भी अमल हो रहा है या काम हो रहा है, उसको और ताकतवर बनाने की जो कोशिश हो रही है वो पाकिस्तान की जानिब से हो रही है, मगर इस पर ही सारे लोग चुप हैं, खामोश हैं, दुनिया के इदारे खामोश हैं, दुनिया के जो ममालिक हैं जो टेररिज्म के खात्मे के लिए बिलियन डॉलर खर्च करते हैं, उनको पता है कि इसकी जड़ कहाँ है, इसकी बुनियाद कहाँ है। वो सब खामोश हैं और तमाशाई बन के ये सब देख रहे हैं, क्योंकि जो रीजन उनसे मुतासर हो रही है पाकिस्तान से, पाकिस्तान की दहशतगर्दी से, वो हमारे जैसे पिसे हुए लोग हैं जिनको पाकिस्तान की उसकी टेररिज्म की रहमो करम पे छोड़ दिया गया है, पिसने के लिए, मजीद मरने के लिए, मजीद उनके हाथों कुचले जाने के लिए। तो इस हवाले से हमें दुनिया से ज़्यादा तवक्को रखने से बेहतर है कि हम अपने आप में एक ऐसी सलाहियत पैदा करें, हम खुद एक होकर उसके खिलाफ, उसकी जो मुजालिम हैं, उसकी जो इलीगल एक्शंस हैं, बलूचों के खिलाफ, सिंधियों के खिलाफ, कश्मीरियों के खिलाफ हैं, पश्तूनों के खिलाफ, उसके लिए हम एक होकर जिद्दोजहद करें ताकि हम उस हम अपने रीजन को, अपने इलाकों को, अपनी ज़मीन को उसके पाकिस्तान के अज़ाइम से, उसकी टेररिज्म से महफूज रख सकें, उसको दूर रख सकें। क्योंकि हमें तो लगता है कि दुनिया हमसे भी ज़्यादा कमज़ोर बन चुकी है, क्योंकि इस पर कोई एक्शन नहीं ले रही है। तो हमें एक ताकत बन के उनके खिलाफ उठना चाहिए, क्योंकि ह्यूमन राइट्स का जो मसला है सिंध में है, बलूचिस्तान में है, या उसके इलीगल जो प्रोजेक्ट हैं, उन तमाम की जड़ें जो हैं वो एक ही हैं, क्योंकि हम उसके गुलाम हैं। अगर हम उसके गुलाम नहीं होते, हम अपने फैसले लेने के इख्तियारदार खुद होते, तो हम किसी और के जो ताकत के नीचे नहीं होते, तो हम ये सब फेस नहीं करते। और इसका एक ही हल है, वो स्ट्रगल है, वो इत्तेहाद है, वो यूनिटी है हम सब की, तमाम मजलूमों की, तमाम वो इंसानों की जो किसी एक ही ताकत के हाथों फिसले जा रहे हैं। थैंक यू
for inviting us. We are here today in front of the United Nations in Geneva, unfortunately for a very unfortunate situation, because after many years we are still here forced to protest to protect the human rights in Pakistan. As you already know, our members are the Sindhi and the Baluch, but I'm very happy that today we are supported by the Pashtun and the Kashmiri people. We are friends, but they are still suffering because of human rights violations too. The issue is that we surely have abductions, destruction. The effects of the CPEC are devastating. And the problem is that the international community is totally blind and is not taking action in front of this. Therefore, we really urge the United Nations to finally open their eyes and to take action and to make meaningful actions in order to stop these gross human rights violations and make sure that these people will enjoy their freedoms and their rights. Thank you so much.
The opportunity to have sharing our opinions. You guys are not the only one going to be affecting or going to be targeting by the same brutal Punjabi military and ISI. Everybody in that region, plus Sindhis, Baloch, Kashmiris, Pashtuns, even the other side of the imposed Durand line, all Afghans are affected. And from past 40 years we are struggling with that. Every single day we are under the bombing. Where that coming from, everybody knows. Our request, we are here from these main office who built the law for the world. We are asking them if they are having the open eyes for everyone. Is that law for everyone the same? This is our questions. You guys built the law, created the law, we are going to following that. On the basis of your law, we want our rights. Please open your eyes, listen to us, and please stand up next to us for our rights and stop the killing of these nations. In Sindh, Balochistan, Pashtunistan or Pakhtunkhwa, or even inside Afghanistan. All terrorist attacks, everybody knows. More than 71 groups are supported by ISI and Pakistan military. This is not a joke. This is not just in talking. Practically, they are living there. They're getting support, they're getting training. How long should we be waiting for that? How long we should be accepting that? How many generations has been passed away? How many thousand of the Sindhis, Baloch and Pashtun are every single day targeting and killing? Any tribe leaders, any tribe leader going to be targeted by them. From anyone, not only Pashtun, not only Sindhi, not only Baloch. And how should we accept that? We have to say enough is enough. We have to stop it. Thanks for the chance. Thank you.
गडियल क़ौमुनि जी 5वीं इंटरनेशनल ह्यूमन राइट्स काउंसिल जे इजलास में वर्ल्ड सिंधी कांग्रेस जे चेयरवुमेन डॉक्टर रुबीना शेख, जनरल सेक्रेटरी डॉक्टर लखू लोहाणो ऐं WSC यूरोप चैप्टर जे ऑर्गेनाइज़र डॉक्टर हिदायत भुट्टो जन ख़िताब कयो।
Madam Vice President, the Sindhi people's struggle for right to self-determination has been active since the creation of Pakistani state. Yet the government has purposefully misappropriated Sindh's abundant natural resources in the name of so-called development, leaving Sindh economically disadvantaged. While the Sindhi people desire to be decision makers for their own resources, the government has controversially utilized large-scale infrastructure projects under the banner of CPAC and construction of mega dams on River Indus, packaged as a beneficial development for the state as a whole, to strip Sindh of valuable natural resources, displace population, create perpetual poverty, and leave Sindh with irreparable environmental damage. Additionally, these projects are against the international laws and norms of sustainable development and environmental justice and climate change. To implement these anti-people projects, the government of Pakistan continues to subjugate Sindhi people through systematic political, cultural and economic disinformation. A crackdown of Pakistan establishment is underway in Sindh, where hundreds of Sindhi political activists who tried to raise voice against these gross human rights violations have been forced, abducted, remain missing. We request the Council's attention on these violations in Sindh and that the government of Pakistan's overall development strategy should be evaluated based on the incorporation of international law. We request the Council to put pressure on Pakistan to release the missing...
Thank you, and I give...
Our region, Sindh, which is a historically non-violent Sufi religion, and we live with peace and harmony since thousands of years. Since creation of Pakistan, which is based on the two-nation theory, which is the basic building blocks of fundamentalism. And two-nation theory is the basis of ISIS. And Pakistan is the basis of these fundamentalism all over the world, who is spreading terrorism, and they are using terrorism as a tool to promote their ideology. Not only the neighboring countries are affected, just like all the neighboring countries, India, Afghanistan, Iran, every neighboring country of Pakistan is crying that Pakistan is using terrorism as a tool against them and promoting fundamentalism. And internally, we, the oppressed nations of Pakistan, Sindhis, Balochs, Kashmiris, Pashtuns, we all are affected because this newly created state has caused us disaster. They are committing crimes against our nations, and they are using and they are doing the cultural genocide of our nations, and they are sabotaging our historical harmony. For example, in Sindh, when Pakistan developed, 25 to 27% were Hindus, and because of this Pakistan's policy of oppressing the Hindus and letting them to migrate to different areas, and operation is still going on. Now only from 25%, nowadays only 6% are Hindus in Sindh. So they are using this tool of terrorism. These non-state actors, so-called non-state actors, but they are basically the state actors and sponsored by the state agencies, and they are using, for example, Osama bin Laden, Masood Azhar, Hafiz Saeed, they are their assets. They are using them as tools. For example, in Thar area, where there is a lot of Hindu population is there, they are allowing Hafiz Saeed to do their social work, but the nationalist forces are denied to go and do even the social work. So Pakistan has created, for example, enforced disappearances of Sindhi nationalists. Baloch nationalists are on high, and every day, every week, we receive mutilated bodies, or some enforced disappearances are going on because we are against challenging them and their fundamentalist ideology. So we are the victims, And for example, with the pressure of the West and civilized world, they are so-called taking actions against fundamentalism just for drama. And they are doing these dramas, and they are saying that now we are banning these terrorist organizations and giving them uniforms to join police or join the armed forces. So instead of indirectly they are supporting terrorism, now they are planning to give them uniforms so they can kill us directly with the uniforms. So this is a new phenomenon which is developing all over the country, and they are planning to ban these organizations but giving them uniforms to join the armed forces or police forces or frontier constabulary, and this will be disaster for us. And we Sindhis think that only way out is that United Nations should come up and civilized world should come up and take action against the Pakistan, which is as a state policy sponsoring and supporting terrorism. And we need to condemn them, we need to defeat them, and we need to support the oppressed nations of Pakistan. Thank you very much.
People, they not live in poverty. They live in multi-dimensional poverty. And what is multi-dimensional poverty? Poverty not only by money, poverty by education, poverty by health, poverty by infrastructure. Now, the women in Sindh, in terms of their nutrition, they are even worse off than the Nigerian women where there are a lot of crises. And women in Sindh are worse off than. Today is 13th of March, and only in the 13 days, 23 children have died of malnutrition. And that will make 2 children per day dying by malnutrition. And that's the situation. Literally thousands of children, they died as a result of malnutrition in the country, which gives 67% of wealth to Pakistan. Next slide, please. So they want to suffocate us. They want us to die, not as they have done mass-scale killing in Balochistan and in Pakhtunkhwa. They want to create the conditions and Sindhi people eliminate. They are making dams. They are making dams. Already water's charted. We forget about agriculture. We don't have water even for drinking. The picture on the that picture is from district Badin. Badin district produces, according to the Pakistan's figures, 400 billion rupees worth of oil and gas. 400 billion, and currently people are not dying of hunger, they are dying of thirst. They don't have water. The crops are. So they want us to create conditions. And people are trying. Forget about, we don't need food, we need water. The mothers say to their children that when my children ask us to need water, I say go to sleep. So they are killing us. The world has to recognize this. Next slide. This is the situation in Sindh. The Sindh is the only country in the world whose name is after a river. There is no other country in the world which is named after a river, only Sindh. And this is the condition of Sindh. Now people are dying. See, for example, Pakistan's Supreme Court's one of the judge said that the water in Sindh, the 80% of the population of Sindh, the water that is given to them is not suitable even for animal consumption. And as a result of that, this is because in Pakistan it's very difficult to get any statistics. The most conservative estimation are that 30% of the people, they suffer from hepatitis. So every third person suffer from hepatitis. We try to undertake a study because when there are conflicts, when there are crisis situations, people collect statistics for excessive dates. So what is excessive dates? It's defined, say for example, people will die under the normal circumstances. Then there will be dates which would occur as a result of particular set of conditions. And because there aren't very accurate figures, so there is a very high margin of error. But they were carried out by very known and yet unknown social scientists, and they say in Sindh, the excessive dates are 1 to 3,000 per month. So there are 1 to 3,000 people who do not die their natural death. They die because of the conditions imposed on them. We are having, so every, say for example, even if you take the lowest figure of 1 to 3,000, every month 1,000 people are dying except the date under not normal circumstances. What else is this? Isn't it genocide? 1,000 people of a nation that could be prevented? Next slide, please. And those who raise their voice, hundreds have been abducted. Scores have been killed. There is a camp, not only Karachi, in various cities, but in Karachi. Since last 1.5 years of the relatives, nobody bothers, nobody cares. The Supreme Court's Chief Justice says, when people went and said that, look, our loved have been abducted, his response was that, look, my agencies haven't abducted them. So it was his agencies, and he knew that his agencies haven't abducted them. They are sitting there for many months, still we don't, and as a result of that, as a protest, people have started withdrawing their applications from the judicial system because the judicial system will not work. It is a country run by the security establishment. Judges are simply paid by them. Most of them, we do not expect any justice. So people have started withdrawing applications for any, because there won't be justice, we don't expect. Next slide, please. There are literally in Sindh, over last, I'm not exaggerating, in last year alone, because our friend was collecting, there have been 1,300 protests in various cities and towns and villages. They don't care about movement or democratic opinion. Can you start it? I want to show you a video. So if it's connected, Start from the beginning. Start from the beginning. Start. Start from.
रिपोर्ट इमदाद अली ओडो, जेनेवा, स्विट्जरलैंड, Voice of Sindh TV, London.